It's been a week since Kamala Harris's cringeworthy performance in the only TV interview that she's done in more than a month after becoming the US Democrat Party's presidential nominee. Not only was the interview done on the Democrat-friendly CNN network, not only was it only about 20 or so minutes, but it was filmed like a campaign promotional video. And the interviewer never strongly challenged Harris on her policy backflips and her poor performance while in office. But worst of all, and most embarrassing to smart, strong women everywhere, Harris couldn't do the interview one-on-one. She had to have her vice presidential candidate sitting right beside her, ready to bail her out if she got into any trouble. He performed worse than she did, but that's another story. Nothing says I'm a strong woman like needing a man to sit beside you in a TV interview. Clips of the interview and oodles of commentary have been all over social media, so I don't want to rehash old news, but I do want to take a quick look at where the polls are 1 week later. And sure enough, it seems like the honeymoon period is coming to an end. There have only been 2 major polls released covering the period since Kamala Harris's CNN interview. The biggest one, by a company called Big Data Poll, with a sample of 3,000 voters, now has Trump back even with Harris. And The Economist's YouGov poll has Harris still ahead, but now by only 2 points. Donald Trump hasn't been holding back on interviews on his side, and he isn't afraid to openly discuss any issues at all, it seems, but he does ramble and talk in circles a lot. He did a town hall in Wisconsin with the former Democrat presidential candidate and Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. Gabbard is a former Army Reserve officer known for her anti-war stance.
Ronald Reagan famously said, a nuclear war can never be won and should never be fought. And the Democrats and Kamala Harris, they were quick to talk about how climate change is an existential threat. But what they're not talking about is the existential threat of nuclear war and World War III. There was a recent poll that YouGov did that pointed out over 60% of Americans feel that World War III and nuclear war is going to happen within 5 to 10 years. I wanted to ask you about this because it's important that people understand what kind of leadership you bring, what you will do to stop this slide towards nuclear war and World War III so that we can feel hopeful again.
Well, thank you. So, Viktor Orban, a very strong leader from Hungary, Prime Minister of Hungary, he said, you have to bring Trump back as President of the United States. You will have no problem. He single-handedly kept things, and it's true. And I could do it with telephone calls by being smart, but they respected me and they respected our nation. They don't respect our nation anymore. They don't respect our nation anymore. Think of it. What would the world be like if Russia didn't do what they did and they would have never done it? I used to speak to Putin about it. I had a very good relationship. And it wasn't leaving Afghanistan. And they should have kept Bagram. That's a big air base. It's 1 hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. They didn't keep it. You know who occupies it now, Tulsi? China occupies it. So we have, if you have the right president, and we don't right now, do we even have a president? He just came in, think of it. He just came in from wherever the hell he went. You know, there was a coup. He just doesn't know it yet.
Donald Trump, not a person who's afraid to have a chat and get away from a teleprompter. With all the government crackdown on freedom of speech and digital IDs and marketing companies manipulating your information, you would be crazy not to have a virtual private network on your laptop and phone. In fact, all of your devices. I was once a bit afraid of how these things work, that they might, slow down my internet speed or be too complicated to set up. But private internet access is terrific. And when you buy from them, you're supporting the other side too, because they're one of our sponsors. So to help keep yourself safe from big government and big corporations with a VPN, get onto private internet access. We have done a fantastic deal just for other side viewers. You're going to get 83% off the usual price and 4 months free. That brings it down to just $2.68 a month, a half a cup of coffee. It's amazing. You just got to use the special access code that you can see on your screen right now. That is piavpn.com, piavpn.com/other side, and you'll get that discount if you do that, okay? It's super easy to download, super easy to get running. Literally just takes a few minutes, and it's always on. It didn't slow down my internet speed one bit. And a side benefit is that I can now watch Netflix using my Netflix account as if I'm in any country in the world, which opens up the whole global Netflix library to me. And best of all, by using PIA, you're supporting the other side in a very big way and helping us to keep on providing an alternative to the mainstream media focused on Aussie news. PIAVPN.com/other side. Get on it. If you like that clip, there's more where that came from in our full show, The Other Side. You can watch it right here, the latest episode. And please subscribe to our channel by pressing the subscribe button right here or down here. And remember to click that notification bell too. It all helps. Join us and become part of The Other Side.